Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Weekly Wildlife Wisdom. As so far, I've been your host, Zero Yeti. And without further ado, let's get into it. The first animal of the week being the mourning dove. Zenodiah macrora, also known as the American mourning dove, the rain dove, the turtle dove, the Carolina pigeon, or the Carolina turtle dove, is a member of the dove family Columbidae, which is one of the most abundant and widespread of all North American birds, as it regularly breeds throughout the Caribbean, most of Mexico, the continental United States, southern Canada, and the Bermuda Archipelago. Additionally, they have also been introduced to Hawaii, and they are an occasional vagrant of Alaska, Russia, most of Central and South America, Greenland, Iceland, and the British Isles, as well as the Azores. They tend to inhabit open and semi-open habitats such as urban areas, farms, scrublands, grasslands, and open woodlands. They are generally nomadic birds which tend to travel in pairs or flocks in search of food such as seeds, nuts, slugs, and insects. Those in the northern part of their range often migrate south in the fall and return north in the spring. Reaching around 12 inches or 31 centimeters in length and 4 to 6 ounces or 112 to 170 grams in weight, with a 14 to 18 inch or 37 to 45 centimeter wingspan, mourning doves sport light gray to brown plumage that is generally muted in color. Their feet are perched with 3 toes forward and 1 reversed. The legs are short and reddish colored. The beak is also short but dark and usually a black or brown hue. These birds are strong flyers, reaching around 55 miles per hour, 88 kilometers per hour, with their wings making an unusual whistling sound upon takeoff and landing, a form of sonation. This species is generally monogamous, building nests in trees, shrubs, vines, or buildings. The clutch size is almost always 2 eggs, though they are known to adopt the eggs of other doves, occasionally leading to 3 or 4 eggs in the nest. As devoted parents, both adults will take shifts incubating the eggs for around 2 weeks. After hatching, the young fledge around 11 to 15 days and will remain with their parents for an additional 2 weeks. Mourning doves are prolific breeders, and in warmer areas, these birds may raise up to 6 broods in a season. Under ideal conditions, a mourning dove may live up to 15 years. Next up, we have Irwin's turtle, Elsea irwini, which is also known as the northern snapping turtle. It is a rare species of freshwater turtle in the family Chelinidae, which is native to Australia. The species was named after conservationist and television personality Steve Irwin, who, along with his father Bob Irwin, discovered and described the first specimen known to science in 1990. These turtles are endemic to the Johnstone and Burdekin rivers and their tributaries, particularly Broken River and Bowen Creek, where they prefer areas of well-oxygenated flowing water. Their diet is comprised primarily of grasses, fallen fruit, algae, aquatic plants, carrion, and invertebrates, such as shrimp, insects, and mollusks, particularly snails. Irwin's turtles are themselves preyed upon by crocodiles, feral hogs, and goannas. There is some considerable sexual dimorphism, with males reach around 6 to 8 inches or 15 to 20 centimeters in length, while females can reach 10 to 12 inches or 25 to 30 centimeters in length. While both sexes sport an orangish-brown shell, which is usually covered in algae, males sport limbs, necks, and heads that are uniform olive to gray color, while females are notable for having cream-colored heads and necks, which are usually tinted either slightly yellow or often pink. The nesting season occurs from April to July, and after mating, a female will dig a nest into a riverbank where she will lay 8 to 24 eggs, which hatch some 120 to 150 days later. Under ideal conditions, an Irwin's turtle may live upwards of 30 years. And next up, we have the California sea lion, Xalophus californianus, which is one of the 6 extant species of sea lion in the subfamily Otariinidae, or Otariinae, which is native to the Pacific coast of North America from southeastern Alaska to central Mexico. California sea lions are known to feed on fish, crustaceans, and mollusks, and they are a social and intelligent species which often works together to drive or hunt large individual fish or schools of smaller fish. They are also known to cooperatively hunt with other predators such as dolphins, porpoises, and seabirds. Some sea lions have even learned how to use man-made structures such as dams and fish ladders to catch salmon and trout when they are forced to a bottleneck. California sea lions are themselves preyed upon by orcas and large sharks, particularly great whites. California sea lions differ in size and shape and coloration between the sexes. While females reach around 6 to 7 feet or 1.8 to 2.1 meters in length, and 200 to 250 pounds or 90 to 114 kilograms in weight, males can grow up to 7.5 to around 8.9 feet or 2.3 to 2.7 meters long, and 750 to upwards of 1,400 pounds or 340 to 635 kilograms in weight. Females typically have a tawny brown pelage, while males are typically darker brown to black. Pups are usually a dark brown to black in coloration, and California sea lions breed gregariously between May and August. When they arrive at their breeding rookeries, males establish a territory which they will try to guard for as long as possible, which is on average around 27 days. Females come ashore pregnant from the previous mating season and typically give birth to a single pup soon after arriving. While ashore to care for its pup, females will also mate with one or more males. And after 10 days, the young will gather in a nursery, which are often guarded from predators by the males while their mothers return to the ocean to forage. After around 7 months, the pups begin learning how to forage at the sea themselves and are fully weaned by 1 year old. Under ideal conditions, the California sea lion will reach sexual maturity around 3.5 years old for females and 5 for males. Both sexes may live up to 30. And next up, we have the guppy, or Poecilia reticulata, also known as the millionfish or the rainbow fish. It is one of the most popular freshwater aquarium fish and one of the world's most widely distributed freshwater tropical fish species, being natively endemic to Antigua and Barbuda, as well as Barbados, Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Venezuela. They have also been introduced, either accidentally or deliberately, as a form of mosquito control to every continent on Earth, sans Antarctica. The social behavior of guppies can depend on their environment, with guppies from areas rich in food and predators forming large schools so that some can watch out for predators while the others eat. Meanwhile, guppies from low food and low predator areas tend to live more solitary lives, forming much smaller schools and aggressively competing with each other for food. The diet of guppies is comprised of algae, aquatic plants, diatoms, detritus, and small invertebrates, particularly insect larvae. Guppies are themselves preyed upon by larger species of fish, as well as birds, amphibians, and non-avian reptiles. Guppies are known to inhabit a wide range of both freshwater and brackish habitats, but tend to prefer smaller streams and ponds. Like their relatives the molly, guppies can even adapt to fully marine environments, with females reaching around 1 to 2.5 inches or 3 to 6 centimeters in length, and males around a half inch to 1.5 inches or 1.5 to 3.5 centimeters. Guppies are a highly sexually dimorphic species, and females are typically a dull grayish color with rounded small tail fins, while males have splashes, splotches, or stripes that can be any one of a variety of colors, with large flowing tail fins. From this variation, aquarists have been able to selectively breed guppies to create a variety of strains or breeds, characterized by the different colors, patterns, shapes, and sizes of the fins. Guppies have a mating system called polyandry, where females will mate with multiple males. Like almost all American members of the family Poeciliidae, guppies give birth to live young. The brood size is extremely variable, with females tending to produce more numerous but smaller sized offspring in high predator conditions, and less numerous but larger offspring in low predator conditions. Guppies are well developed and capable of independent existence without further parental care by the time they are born, schooling together and to feed and to avoid predators. Female guppies reach sexual maturity around 10 to 20 weeks of age, while males can reach sexual maturity around 7 weeks or less. On average, 2 generations of guppies are produced per year, and under ideal conditions, a guppy may live upwards of 2 years. Next up, we have the blue duiker, Philantomba manticola, which is a small antelope species native to the African countries of Angola, Cameroon, and the Central African Republic. I am stumbling over my words, apologies. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Kenya, Malawi, Mozambique, Nigeria, Rwanda, South Africa, South Sudan, Tanzania, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. I always mumble those, I'm sorry. Here they inhabit rainforests, dry forests, and cloud forests up to 9,800 feet or 3,000 meters in elevation, preferring areas with dense understory and ground foliage. They are a diurnal and cautious animal which lives alone or in pairs and sometimes small familial groups, and forms strict territories which they vehemently mark and defend. Blue duikers primarily feed on foliage, flowers, seeds, resin, bark, fruit, and fungi. They are themselves eaten by hyenas, wild dogs, African golden cats, leopards, crocodiles, baboons, chimpanzees, and pythons. Reach around 2 to 3 feet or 55 to 90 centimeters in length and 13 to 16 inches or 32 to 41 centimeters tall at the shoulder and 7 to 20 pounds or 3.5 to 9 kilograms in weight. The blue duiker is the smallest species of duiker. They have a flat forehead, large eyes, small ears, short spiky horns, a broad mouth, and agile lips. A row of minute pores surrounded by a couple of hairs on the preorbital glands near the eyes secrete an opaque liquid which they use to scent mark their territory and each other. The tail is dark with rows of white crinkly hairs that reflect light and can be used as a luminous signal in the dark. Blue duikers vary greatly in coloration from blue to gray to brown and even black. Blue duikers are monogamous and pair for life. They breed throughout the year, and after a 7.5-month pregnancy, a mother will typically give birth to a single calf. Under ideal conditions, a blue duiker will reach sexual maturity around 8 to 14 months of age and may live up to 16 years. And next up, we have the Florida stone crab, Manipi mercenaria, or mercenera area, is a species of true crab native to the coastal waters and salt marshes of the western North Atlantic, from Connecticut to Colombia, including throughout the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. Stone crabs typically inhabit shallower waters, some 1 to 6.5 feet or 0.3 to 2 meters in depth, often digging and residing in holes in the ocean bottom, oyster reefs, docks, jetties, or rock mounts. Here they tend to spend their days, emerging usually at night to feed upon oysters and other small mollusks, seagrass, carrion, polychaete worms, and other crustaceans. Reaching around 5 to 6.5 inches or 125 to 165 millimeters in carapace length, stone crabs are sexually dimorphic, with males growing proportionally larger claws, while females tend to reach larger sizes overall. Both sexes are brownish-red in coloration with gray spots and a tan underside, sporting large black-tipped claws. The Florida stone crab loses its limbs easily to escape predators or in tight spaces, but their limbs will grow back. When a claw is broken, such as that the diaphragm at the body claw joint is left intact, the wound will quickly heal itself and very little blood will be lost. However, if the claw is broken in the wrong place, more blood will be lost and the crab's chances of survival are much lower. Each time a crab molts, the new claw grows larger. The breeding season of the Florida stone crab lasts the whole of spring and summer. The male Florida stone crab must wait for the female to molt her exoskeleton before they can mate. After mating, the male will stay to help protect the female for several hours to several days. The female will spawn 4 to 6 times each season, producing up to 1,000,000 eggs total. The larvae go through 6 stages in about 4 weeks before emerging as juvenile crabs. Continuing to molt and grow, they reach sexual maturity around 2 years of age, and under ideal conditions, a Florida stone crab may live upwards of 8 years. And our extinct animal of the week is a personal favorite, Styracosaurus, which is a genus of herbivorous ceratopsid dinosaur, which lived throughout North America during the Campanian stage of the late Cretaceous period, some 76 to 74 million years ago. First remains Styracosaurus, consisting of a mostly complete skull, were collected in Alberta, Canada by C.M. Sternberg from an area now known as Dinosaur Provincial Park, in a formation called the Dinosaur Park Formation, in 1913. This specimen was later described and named the same year by Lawrence Lambay, who dubbed the animal Styracosaurus albertensis, meaning spiked lizard of Alberta, in ancient Greek. 2 years later, Barnum Braun and his crew would unearth a nearly complete Styracosaurus skeleton, also at the Dinosaur Park Formation, providing a clearer picture of the animal. Over the next several decades, hundreds more remains would be unearthed, including several additional mostly complete skeletons, the lower jaw and postcranial skeleton of the original 1913 specimen, and at least one confirmed bone bed. However, many of these were slightly different to the type specimen, which in turn led to the establishment of new species. So many species to the point that a controversy regarding their validity arose. This has led to more in-depth studies of fossils attributed to the genus, which has subsequently resulted in only one type species being considered valid, with S. parkesii, S. spinoceras, and S. borealis being determined to be S. albertensis, S. Michele being attributed to Aenosaurus, and S. ovatus representing its own genus Rubeosaurus. Reaching around 16 to 18 feet, or 5 to 5.5 meters in length, and 4,000 to 6,000 pounds, or 1,800 to 2,700 kilograms in weight, the build of Styracosaurus resembled that of a rhinoceros. It had crouched limbs, powerful shoulders, a wide, bulky body, and relatively short tail. The skull was massive, with large nostrils, a tall, straight nose horn, and a crown of large parietal squamosal spikes along the frill. In life, Styracosaurus would have inhabited the swamps, wetlands, coastal plains, and forests of North America, traveling in large herds and acting as low to mid browsers as they fed upon cycads, ferns, and palms, using their bulk to knock over the occasional tree to get access to its fruits and flowers. As always, take care to my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I hope you all have a wonderful day.